Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly felt loved by yourself? Not by anyone else, but by yourself. It sounds like a weird question, right? Some of you might even get goosebumps hearing this. The truth is, we're so busy taking care of our loved ones, and that often doesn't include ourselves. And we downplay our worth, criticize ourselves, and set impossible standards we never put on someone we love. And when life gets challenging, when the season feels heavy, when our mental health, physical health, and emotional health is struggling, it's even harder to do something for ourselves and love ourselves. And yet, that's a time we need to love ourselves more than ever. Because when you love yourself, everything else starts to fall into place. Your choices, your boundaries, your energy, your relationships, they all begin to align with that love. Self-love is something we all talk about, but it's not easy to truly practice or live with. And that's why today I want to talk about self-love, which is fundamental for our well-being. It's not just about self-care. In fact, there are 4 pillars of self-love, and self-care is just one of them. We not only talk about what these pillars are, we also talk about how to practice them in our daily life. You walk away from not only the information, but also action plans. These are the cornerstones that help you feel grounded, worthy, and confident, even when life feels crazy and messy. And when you practice them, you start building a relationship with yourself that is strong, kind, and unshakable. Hi there, welcome to my channel. If I haven't met, I'm Eve Kyle, a certified relationship coach and women's empowerment coach, and I help women heal after toxic relationships, rebuild themselves, and love forward without slipping back into old patterns. Self-love isn't just about healing from the past. It's about creating a foundation strong enough for anything life throws at you. Let's dive into the 4 pillars of self-love. Pillar number 1, self-care. Self-care is the most recognized kind of self-love. It's not luxury. It's not a reward you earn after working hard or being perfect. Self-care is your right, simply because you exist. Self-care is not just about taking care of yourself physically. Real self-care is much more than a spa day or extra sleep. It's about taking care of yourself at an emotional and spiritual level too. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your whole well-being. When you do this, you don't just feel better for yourself. You become a better version of yourself in every role you play. For me, I become a better mom, wife, daughter, friend, and coach. And you will have more capacity for the people around you. You have more patience and love and grace to give to others. Self-care in real life looks like this. Moving your body and eating healthy, not because you hate how you look, but because you want to feel better, be stronger, and feel like yourself again. Saying no to another commitment when your week is already overflowing. Stepping away from your desk to take a real break instead of powering through. Setting a bedtime alarm so you can actually go to bed instead of scrolling. Scheduling your annual checkup instead of putting them off. Going for a walk to clear your head when you feel overwhelmed. Letting the laundry wait for one more day so you can have the rest you desperately need. Making time to connect with people who are your people. Doing things that bring you joy. Painting, reading, music, a quiet cup of coffee or tea, whatever the case may be. Self-care doesn't have to take hours. Sometimes it's 5 minutes of deep breathing before walking to the house. Sometimes it's saying no when everything in you wants to please others by saying yes. So this week, I want you to choose one self-care practice. It doesn't have to be big or glamorous. It could be as simple as charging your phone in another room, so you don't have to use it right before bed or first in the morning. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because honestly, it does. So remember, self-care is choosing long-term strength over short-term burnout. Pillar number 2, self-acceptance. Self-acceptance means embracing all of you, the good and the bad, the parts you're proud of and the parts you'd rather hide. It's easy to love yourself when you are doing well, when you're looking your best, when life is smooth. But true self-acceptance shows up when you're falling short, when you made mistakes, when you're carrying guilt or shame. Here's the truth. Your flaws don't define you. Your failures don't erase your worth. They're just part of being human. When we talk about self-love, there's no way I would not mention someone who was the legacy of self-love. Her name is Louise Hay. I'm a big fan of hers. And she wrote many books about loving yourself and healing your life. And her mirror work is one of the most powerful practices for self-acceptance. It sounds simple. You stand in the mirror, look into your eyes, and you say, I love you, accept you, I'm enough. But it's not that easy. The first time you try it, you notice every flaw. Your inner critic will scream louder than ever. You feel awkward and uncomfortable because we're not wired or trained to say something nice to ourselves. But if you keep showing up, if you keep looking at yourself in your eyes and speaking love instead of criticism, one day something shifts. You stop just seeing the flaws, you start seeing the whole person. You see the resilience, the courage, the beauty, the worth. That's self-acceptance. It's looking at yourself saying, I'm a work in progress and I love myself through every step of the way. And here are some examples of self-acceptance. Looking at your post-baby body and saying, this body carries life. I see strength and love in every change it's made. Owning your quirks, your messy handwriting, your not perfect personality, and saying, this is who I am. Acknowledging, yes, I've failed before, but I'm still showing up. Saying, I don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. So starting today, I'd like to encourage you to practice mirror work for 1 minute every day. Look into your eyes and say, you are enough, I accept you, I love you exactly the way you are. And when you catch yourself being critical, pause and replace it with one self-acceptance statement. I'm allowed to be a work in progress, and I choose progress over perfection. Remember, self-acceptance is loving the whole picture, not just the highlights. When you accept yourself, you stop auditioning for other people's approval. Now, pillar number 3, self-compassion. Self-compassion is being kind to yourself when you are suffering, failing, or feeling inadequate, instead of ignoring your pain or beating yourself up. And this is the part I'm really guilty of. I grew up in a culture where I needed to toughen up or power through and be critical as a way to strive. So when I made a mistake, I would be the tough guy to myself. I remember how shocked and puzzled I was when I first heard about the word self-compassion. I was like, is that really a thing? So I dug deep and learned so much about it, and I'm proud to say I've come a long way. So think about this. When your best friend messes up, what do? You understand her, you're there for her, you encourage her, you remind her she's not alone, right? That's exactly how you should do to yourself. Because you are with yourself every single minute of your life. Why wouldn't you be your best friend? For example, you spilled coffee on your shirt before rushing out the door. Instead of saying, how clumsy can I be? You say, it's okay, it was an accident. Just get changed and everything will be fine. Or let's say you stumbled through a presentation. Instead of replaying the mistake for hours and hours and beating yourself up, you say, I did my best. I'm proud, I showed up, I'll do even better next time. You woke up late. Instead of saying, I can never be on time and ruin my day, you can say, I clearly need some sleep. I can still make the most of the day. You are overwhelmed parenting. Instead of saying, I'm a terrible mom, you can say, this is hard and I'm doing my best. If you want to practice self-compassion, here are several ways. Number 1, best friend exercise. Pick a scenario. Write what you would say to your best friend if she were in your shoes. Compare what you would say to yourself and close that gap. Number 2, mindfulness naming. Saying, this is stress, this is frustration, this is fear. Naming feelings creates space for grace. Number 3, compassion letter. Write yourself a letter from the perspective of someone who loves you unconditionally. Keep that letter in a safe place. Read it when you need it. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's strength. It's the anchor that lets you rise after you fall. Because when you stumble, you know how to catch yourself. Pillar number 4, self-appreciation. Self-appreciation is recognizing your own value, being thankful for who you are, and celebrating the qualities and strengths you carry inside. Most of us are experts at criticizing ourselves, but amateurs at appreciating ourselves. Downplay our wins, don't show off, shrug off compliments, and stay small. But here's the truth. What you appreciate appreciates. The more you acknowledge your worth, the more it grows. The examples of self-appreciation in real life are like this. Saying, I'm proud of myself for leaving that toxic relationship, even though it was hard. Smiling and saying thank you when someone says something nice about you that you don't even feel like you deserve it. Keeping a compliment file in your phone and reading it on hard days. Celebrating resilience. I made it through that season, and that took courage. Acknowledging your great qualities. I'm kind, I'm genuine, I'm reliable. Recognizing growth. I handled that conversation better than I would have a year ago. Sometimes we just need little reminders that we're already enough, deserving, and worthy. Self-appreciation is exactly that reminder. So what I would like you to do is to start a gratitude journal. Focus on yourself. Write, I'm thankful that I fill in the blank, and list your qualities, actions, and wins, and ask, what do I like about myself? What have I overcome? What I'm proud of? Collect compliments, own them, and let them sink in. But here's the most important part. It all comes back to the conversation you have with yourself. The words you say every day shape your life. Here are some of my favorite self-affirmations. I honor my body with movement, rest, and nourishment. When I care for me, I show up stronger for those I love. I am a work in progress, and I'm proud of my progress. I don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. I treat myself with the same kindness I give to others. It's okay to stumble. I can rise every time I fall. I celebrate my strengths and honor my growth. I give myself credit for how far I've come. So which affirmation resonates with you the most? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear. And I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Brené Brown. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. So remember, self-love isn't a destination. It's your daily foundation. Build it, live it, and watch how your life transforms. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who needs more self-love. Until next time, remember to love forward.